So my name is Sam Procunier. I've been instructor at Tactic for, I don't know, somewhere 3 to 4 years, something like that. Been working for Chris Forrest, the founder, military. I served in the 2nd Ranger Battalion. That's where I got a lot of my formal training. Got out to use the GI Bill and go to school. And that's when I met Chris and started instructing for him. Got this amazing piece of property. We got a long range here out to up to 1,400 yards. And that's what we're gonna utilize today to do our hunter practical skills test and drills that you can do to really prep yourself to be successful during a good hunting season. All right, so just doing a walkthrough of our first drill. So we just wanna simulate, get an elevated heart rate. So we're gonna start off running to the parking lot just up there at the top of the hill and back down to our firing line, which is approximately 200 yards. Once we get back to the firing line, we're gonna be shooting off of our backpack in the prone. So we're gonna practice throwing off our pack, getting in a good prone position, and engaging the animal at, in this drill, is approximately 200 yards. Our first shot's gonna be on a 9-inch diamond. From there, we're simulating we hit the animal, it's stunned, it doesn't know exactly what just happened, so it's still standing there, it hasn't ran off yet. We need to take a quick follow-up shot. So then we're transitioning over, there's a 6-inch diamond, once again at 200 yards, the animal hasn't moved yet, and re-engage to make sure we're not tracking this thing for days. Drill number 2 that you can do, this one's good if you're restricted at your range and don't have a lot of room to move around. We're gonna start off with 10 burpees, once again, to get that elevated heart rate. Then we're gonna go over to a barricade and we're gonna take 1 shot at the standing, simulating we hit the animal. Then we're transitioning into the prone from standing off the barricade, once again off your backpack or bipod if you have one, to a 300-yard shot, simulating you hit hit your animal on your first shot, but it took off, it ran out to the 300-yard mark, and then you got to hit it one more time to finally get your kill. All that, right? So you just took a shot, just open your bolt, it's perfectly safe. Right, come off the barricade, take your backpack off if you have it, maybe even set your rifle down if you need to. From there, right, transitioning down, just like in the first drill, right, get down in the prone. Make sure the bag, once again, is supporting the load of the rifle. Use your rear hand as just a fine tuner, right, in the back. Make sure your spine's in line, surprise break, natural respiratory pause. Pro tip.
Pro tip of the day.
So what we can do here is we can stick our tripod leg kind of over our shoulder here. And now instead of using our left hand up front to help steady the pack, we can actually just use the pack to steady the full fore end and use that the leg of our tripod in the rear to hold on to, and then we can adjust our elevation there, and it really makes it a really solid shooting platform.
That's a huge difference.
And I mean, I could actually still be using the spotting scope right now over your shoulder.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, we can put this thing to dual purpose at the same time.
Yeah, you could be watching my hit.
All right, Stokes, so we want to get our spine in line with the rifle, right? That's going to help with our recoil management. When you fire around and it recoils, it's going to want to be in line with your rifle. Right. So if you're not in line with your rifle, it makes it really hard to watch your follow-up shot. Okay. So if we get our spine in line with the rifle, so the spine here, it should be parallel with your muzzle. Good, so they're both aimed right at the target. We've got a nice wide base, which is good, and our heels are down, getting as much contact as we can with the ground, right? If we can, right, we want to be putting we just want to be resting our face on there and through the whole string of fire. So go ahead and work the bolt a few times, right? So through there, go ahead and dry fire it if you want. Dry fire, work the bolt, and the whole time, right, your face is not coming off that cheek piece. All right, so as we're going through, right, we don't want to be slapping the trigger at all, right? We just want to press that trigger back to a surprise break. So just press, 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 just increasing that trigger until it goes off. We're not anticipating the shot and flinching, which would have an influence on where our round hits, right? So as you're doing your dry fire, right, when that trigger breaks, your crosshair should stay perfectly still throughout. Our left hand, right, is back supporting our buttstock, right, in our shoulder. That's where we're getting our rear stability, and all of our weapon manipulation is happening with our firing hand. All right, so one key thing to note, right, is think of your barrel as a giant harmonic oscillator, right? So as this thing is shooting, it's vibrating and it's kind of whipping as the bullet's going down the tube, right? So if we're resting our muzzle on a tree branch or something like that, right, that's gonna affect that harmonic oscillator motion, right? So just be cognizant when you're in the field, right? Get that muzzle up, yeah, and actually rest your stock on your support and not the muzzle. All right, so as you're getting set up too, just remember, right, we're coming off of our whatever cardio event. Just really remember, take those 2 real deep breaths to really try to slow that heart rate down. And that allows you to roll right into that natural respiratory pause.
My shot should happen right before I breathe out, correct?
It should happen after you've exhaled completely. So your lungs are completely out of air.
So the next step would be an inhale, but it's gonna happen right before I inhale.
Exactly.
And do you usually recommend guys bring an extra mag so that they're not digging through their pack?
If you have a magazine fed rifle, they don't weigh very much and you're gonna be carrying those 5 rounds anyway. So yeah, why not preload them into a magazine and just have that magazine ready to go.
So what are some things we can do to make this harder if we're just crushing every drill?
Yeah, if you're just getting through all these with no problem, simple things like using a shot timer, right? So try to increase your time, right? That puts a lot of pressure on you, right? Just go faster, go faster, go faster, right? Go until you miss, right? Push yourself to that miss. Then stay there, right? Get that dialed in, then push it again until you get that miss. So just constantly increase your speed, right? That adds a lot of stress and difficulty, right? Using something like shot timer. Friendly competition, right? So competing against each other, right? Racing to the win. That's a good way to add stress, and talking smack to each other back and forth as you're going, right? That adds stress, which is good. You can also mess with your range and target size, right? So either increase your ranges or decrease your target size, or maybe even both.
Yep.
That's a good one. Are great ways to make these pretty basic drills significantly more difficult.
Cool.
Sweet. Thanks, Sam.
Yeah, no
Thanks,
problem. Thanks for coming out.